All right, so welcome everyone. Today is May the 24th, 2023. This is our All Lives Matter call with Alex Loyd and Dr. David Peck. This presentation is for education and informational purposes only. And since we're going to be talking about issues of health and well-being, we wanted to make sure that you understand this information is not intended to heal or cure anything. Everything in the presentation are the opinions of Dr. Alex Loyd, Dr. David Peck, or myself, Johanna Chen, or you if you choose to share. You should always check with a licensed healthcare provider about any specific health concerns you may have. All right, guys, take it away.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Alex Loyd. The good-looking guy in green is Dr. David Peck, a surgeon and professor from Columbia, New York. And we are trying to help 1 million to 1 billion people increase their emotional well-being by 100% or more in 12 months or less. And we think we can give you everything you need to do that for free. That's why we're here. So we're in a series right now, and we had to miss last week because I was out. Well, we didn't have to, but we did. I was out of town with my wife. Our anniversary, her birthday, Mother's Day, all three kind of in one. So it's a good time for us to celebrate. But I'm glad to be back. Sorry about last week. And let me throw it to David to start our discussion today, which is next in this series about sloth, which can be a huge issue that can almost paralyze somebody at any age. So this is more important than it may sound, and we'll get to that. But Dave, go ahead. You kick it off, please.
Okay, thanks, Alex. So yeah, this is number 4 now in our series of the 7 deadly sins, and we're now talking about sloth. So when I emailed Alex the topic sloth, he immediately got back to me with the three main things, and that's either apathy, that's sort of giving up, and that's part of the victim mentality, and that's in the goodness category where you sort of like other people should do things for you and you're never good enough, that kind of thing. And then entitlement, which that really makes a lot of sense now that he shed that light on there for me. And then the third one was too much pain. So in preparation for this, of course, I'm trying to think, what are my own stories involved with sloth? And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, Dave Peck, he's like the hardest working guy. He's always working hard. There's nothing that he could be lazy about, right? So I'm thinking about this, and then I'm saying, okay, all right, now I figured it out what it is. Okay, okay. This is where we get to there's 2 sort of nicknames for this call, and that I say are nicknames for these call, and one is picking Dr. Alex's brain sessions, just a wealth of knowledge, guru of emotional well-being. And then the other one is, and I'll include, I like to just put myself in that. I really should include Alex in there, but it is the Dr. Peck confessional calls, okay? Or the confessional. Yeah, of course, Alex also. So, this is one of the opportunities now today for me to pour my heart out in public. But so thinking about this, the sloth, the laziness, what was it really, in my what has it been in my life, and really, what it has to do with is following up with friends, and developing friendships. And this is, I think it's probably related to too much pain, but what I realized about myself is that over the years I've had many acquaintances in many different areas, get along good and everything, but part of the thing that's been driving me, and I've discussed this previously, is what I call good boy syndrome, and that's a form of perfectionism that is really driven by conditional love. So I'm the good boy who has to be everybody's best friend, and therefore really didn't develop an understanding of what friendship is or was, you know, just because it could never be two ways. I was always just giving everything and never really understanding that, you know, I should be sharing or should be gaining support from another person. And so as a result of this, and trusting and things like that as well, as a result of this, really never really followed up well, has never really followed up well with friends. And I think also part of it is I get it from my father, because as I've discussed previously, my father had a very deep influence on me. I spent many years as a child just really connected with him, and so he had a similar thing where he wasn't really following up with friends. And so you know, that's the thing that, and I think part of it, and Alex, maybe you could shed some light on me, maybe I can get some therapeutic help here, but you know, I think maybe it has to do with the fear of rejection also, you know, not wanting to be you know, expose myself, you know, and share, you know, my secrets or my insecurities with another person. And so you know, that's the main thing that I think I would be wanting to heal, you know, and work on. So you know, I have a process that a healing process. There's one other thing I just wanted to talk about, but maybe I can wait until after Alex you've added
Okay.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'd really like to share right off the bat is I have almost never met anyone who was just a sloth or lazy type person from the get-go without anything negative happening to them. I've almost never seen that even, okay? When I find someone who is really lazy, slothful, not doing anything, can't get motivated, just wants to sit in the recliner and eat Twinkies all day, you know, things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, something has always happened to them. I mean, I'm not sure if I've ever seen an exception. If I have, it's been very few, okay? You see people like that, and I've counseled people like that, where the mom or the spouse would say, I'm at my wit's end. I can't get them to do anything. They won't work for the family. They won't, you know. But when we dig into it, something always happened to them. All right. And it makes sense. One of the most famous series of experiments in the history of psychology was by Dr. Skinner. And he did experiments that maybe not even be legal today because of animal rights and stuff. And I'm certainly not for hurting anyone, including animals. But in these experiments, what they did is they put an animal in a metal cage, but it was electrified. The floor was electrified to give a shock, not a shock that would kill them or hurt them. I mean, not really hurt them, but it would be painful for a few seconds. And when the animal, there were buttons there to push with their paw. And if they pushed the right button, they would get food, you know. Push the right button, food drops down. They eat it, that's good. Push a different button, no food. Different button, no food. Right button, food. All right, so they learned that real quick. Then they started changing it up, and it was random. One time, the one that would give them food would be this one. One time, it would be that one. They would still find it, okay, and be fine. Then they did it where no matter which one they pushed, they never got any food, no matter what. And they would try, and then they would give up and lay down on the cage. And they would electrify the floor so that the animal was being shocked all the time. They would move. Once they determined that there was nothing they could do, they gave up. And that's what I've seen in counseling or therapy is people have pain and they try to fix it. Pain, try to fix it. Pleasure, it doesn't work right. Try to fix it. Pain, try to fix it. Okay, we all do that. But if one person gets so much pain and no matter what they do, it won't go away, that's when they'll go to the couch and eat Twinkies and maybe never give up. Or for a week or 6 weeks or a month or something. Okay, some people, they never get up again. And those are real tragedies. Most people, it's for a period of time and then they'll try again. And I guess my point is, I don't really think there are very many people who are just naturally lazy. I think there are people who have tried and tried in their mind, and no matter what they do, they feel like it won't work for them. And that's where they become lazy or sloth. And it's not really lazy. If that's the case, it's they believe it's hopeless. It's hopelessness, not laziness. Okay? So if you are lazy, please take that to heart and quit beating up yourself. If someone you know is lazy, please take this to heart and quit beating them up. The best chance they have is for you to love them and start encouraging them and find them another angle to try from. And that's what's critical. If you're stuck or if someone else you know in love is stuck, you've got to try something different. Either taking one more step than they've ever been able to take before, or trying something from a different angle than they've ever tried it before. Trying the same old thing, man, that's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing, expecting a different result, that's insanity. No, don't do that. But try a different approach, a different angle, and try to help them with it. Or if you're the one lazy, see if you can get help to take those first few steps to get you out of being stuck. On our True You test that took me 16 years to develop with a Special Forces military guy who may be the smartest guy I've ever known, and a clinical psychologist. And it took us 16 years because it had to diagnose the unconscious. And I couldn't find a reliable test that will do that. But one of the main things on the True You test is what I call the stuck score. You take that test, it takes about 10 minutes, answer questions that seem like they're not any big deal, and it diagnoses your unconscious. And one of the things it diagnoses is how stuck are you, from like not at all to totally. And then it tells you why you're stuck, the issue that has you stuck that you need to fix. And if you fix that, chances are you'll get unstuck. Okay? But it was critical for me to put that component into the True You, because about half the people that have come to me in 30 years have come to me and said, I'm stuck. I need help. I've got an addiction. My marriage is not going anywhere. This is happening. I'm not doing good at work. I can't get myself motivated or inspired. So if 50% of people in some way or other or overall are stuck, what a huge market. We've got a way to fix it, okay? You fix that belief that nothing's going to work for you anymore, and now you can get up and try again. So to me, that's what this code is for, is to alleviate the pain enough and change the wrong belief that nothing will work to, let's go again. Let's try a different angle. Let's try one more step. So I'm hoping, Dave, that will be the result for some people of this particular code. Go ahead and finish what you were going to say.
Yeah. I guess it was slightly off topic, but I just wanted to make one comment about how society is directs us towards being more slothful, more lazy. And the example is that, I have a friend from medical training who's an oncologist, and he used to say to me, well, Dave, as you get older, the idea is to make more money for less work. And so, I took that as the opposite of what we really should be doing. What we should be doing is finding what we truly love and keep working as hard as we can at it.
Right. Amen.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just one thing. I'm sorry to have, jumped the topic, but this
No,
sloth,
we needed that point. Thank you. That's huge.
Yeah. So yeah, and the only other thing that came to mind is, Alex, as you were talking about being on the couch with the Twinkies, and we've already said this implicitly in what we're talking about, and and this is really where my example comes from is it's not only just physical laziness, it's being lazy about following up with friends or whatever.
Right.
I'm sure, Alex, you could tell me 100 other examples of being lazy in some way.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's right. And that's a big issue because we are relational beings. Yeah, the worst thing you can do to somebody, think about this, guys. The worst torture, not consequence or even punishment. The worst torture you can do to somebody is put them in solitary confinement. They will literally go insane if they're in there long enough. Why? Because we are built to be relational. You look at guys and girls who became hermits, and years down the road, when we find them wherever they are, holding up, they are always mentally ill every single time. Okay, so we are. If you don't have at least one good friend that you can connect with in a positive way regularly, let me tell you, if you don't already have significant health problems, they're on the way. Okay? You need connection, positive, loving connection to other people. Now, animals can help, flowers and stuff can help, but you need at least one person to count on who can be there for you. And that's one of the greatest things you can do in your life is be that person for someone else that needs it. And it'll benefit you too. It's win-win. It'll benefit you both. So that's all I had for that, Dave. You want to start the code?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So we request that all destructive, negative cellular memories, unhealthy habits and addictions, false limiting beliefs, and any relationship issues related to slothfulness or laziness be found, opened, and healed through love, light, truth, and God.
Amen.
Okay, and the first position is both hands in the temples for sloth. Second position, left hand temple, right hand bridge.
I have an expression that Hope and I say to each other a lot, maybe 15 times a year. And it's simply everyone does the best they can. And I believe that until there's so much pain that they feel like they can't go anymore. But short of that, everybody does the best they can.
Okay, third position, left hand Adam's apple, right hand bridge. Left hand Adam's apple, right hand bridge.
And you may really be able to help someone you love by helping them find the thing that has them believing that nothing will work, and then helping them find a way around that. This code could help maybe.
Fourth position, left hand temple, right hand, I'm sorry, left hand bridge, right hand temple. Left hand bridge, right hand temple. Okay, back to the first position, both hands temple. Both hands temples, position 1. Second position, left hand temple, right hand bridge. Left hand temple, right hand bridge. Okay, third position, left hand Adam's apple, right hand bridge. Left hand Adam's apple, right hand bridge. Okay, fourth position, left hand bridge, right hand temple. Left hand bridge, right hand temple. For Sloth. Okay, that's 2 cycles.
All right, let's go to acupuncture points, side of the hand, temples, collarbones, little finger, eyebrows, under the nose, thumb, middle of the chest, under the nipples, index finger, under the eyes, under the arms, middle finger, chin, sore spot, and the 9G procedure. Eyes open, closed, open, eyes down to the left, down to the right, circle your eyes, circle back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, please activate governing and conception vessel 4 times. 4 times. If it hurts, you're pushing too hard. Also called yin and yang, calms the central nervous system based on studies. All of these work on their own too, by the way. They just magnify each other in this order. All right, now let's go to custom healing centers and let's start with heart. Please open and harmonize. Forehead. Please open and harmonize. If it hurts, you're massaging too hard. Throat. Please open and harmonize. Base or root on the pubic bone. Please open and harmonize. Crown. Please open and harmonize. Under the belly button. Please open and harmonize. Middle of the stomach. Please open and harmonize. And then let's go to both hands brainstem. And we're going to relax here for about a minute. Brainstem and what it's connected to is your unconscious mind, conscious mind, ancestral mind, controls your body and autonomic nervous system. Absolutely huge. And we're pouring usable energy into that brainstem to use for healing and positivity today to get unstuck. Both hands over the heart. Slow, deep breaths, one after the other. Let the code process. When you're ready to, take a look at the 0 to 10. Make a note of it. Try to check it again in about 30 minutes. And we're done. Open your eyes when you're ready. Johanna, if we have a couple of questions or comments.
Okay, so *9 on your phone will raise your hand, or you can type in a question. I'm going to ask if April Gibson can open your line. April?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, April.
Hey, just a quick comment that today this is a good one for me because I've been trying to do some big project, start a business, or some people call it your dream or whatever, for I don't know, more than a decade, I guess. But it seemed like, yeah, after a while your response is to just lay down, and honestly I think one day the angels were laughing at me. I mean, I can't, swear by it, or there's no way to prove it, but I almost heard somebody just kind of laugh and say, "Get it up." 'Cause that was kind of, after a while, yes, you do get discouraged and you feel like, or you can't, yeah, I'm going too long with this. I don't even have to tell you, the examples, but you probably already know what I'm talking about. Yeah, after it can happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, April.
Thank you. And then we also have April S. Do you want to unmute your line?
Hi guys, how are you? Hi Johanna, how are you?
Hi.
So testimonial here. Thank you guys so much. So I was just really bad, a couple weeks ago. So anyways, I just want to say thank you. I've got the Q3 band now, my healing code on fear, which has helped tremendously. And doing the different supplements from the Thursday calls. So the CBD, the Q3 band, and the healing code saved my life this week pretty much. So I'm so excited and so thankful for you guys for that. yeah, so thank you again for all your help and for doing all this. And actually, I've given out 3 Q3 bands already, so I got to order more.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, so the personal code, of course, God always does everything, but the personal code, and it's gotten me through some situations. So this slothfulness, it was funny as I was meditating one day, I said, I'm not physically lazy. I but with so many different traumas the last few years, I just feel emotionally lazy. Like I just cannot make a decision to save my life. So I'm praying that this code today will help me get through all those other things as well. So thank you.
You are very welcome, April. And sometimes, you know, that what seems like lazy is shock. You know, if you were in a car accident and you were fine, but the police and paramedics get there and you're sitting over on the side of the road by yourself, just sort of you know, not responding to anything, the paramedics will come over and they'll wave their hands in front of your eyes. Alex Loyd, your name is Alex Loyd. You've been in a car accident. You're okay. We're going to take care of you. You're in shock. And then they'll probably put a blanket on you, get you some water, something like that. But you can be on that shock continuum, but not totally in shock, you know, where you would be non-responsive. You can be close to that and be traumatized, and you're really in a form of shock. And what shock does is it causes your unconscious mind to shut down your conscious mind. And so consciously, you're like, man, I can't even hardly do 2 + 2 right now. Well,
And that's how
you're
I
in
feel.
shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. And I try to explain, and I hear other people say the same thing. You're exactly right. If I even try to do 2 + 2, I you know, in that metaphor that, but yeah, exactly. That's exactly what
Yeah.
it is.
You've
So
got to get
how do I fix that shock?
use this code. Use this code until you don't feel that way any longer. Till you feel
Okay.
like you can do 2 + 2, and you feel like, okay, I maybe not be great, but I'm better, and I can try again.
Yes. Yes.
I just have to chime in as a former trauma surgeon. You know,
Yeah.
we're talking about emotional shock because from a trauma standpoint, we always talk about blood loss and, you know, low blood pressure and that kind of thing. And that you know, hemodynamic shock, that's all, you know. So, you know, that's totally different. Although you can, when you lose blood and you're in severe pain, also, you can also go into mental shutdown as well.
Yeah. And that's exactly what
Absolutely.
it feels like. Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much. And I needed this today.
Thank you, April. And
Thank you guys.
Johanna, I've got to run. Thank y'all. I love y'all. God bless.
Okay, God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop recording and open the lines for anyone